Look, they have just hit the U.S. Embassy that's in Dubai. This is different than anything that has ever happened before. Now, before they were just throwing missiles simultaneously into random things that were in Dubai. It hit some hotels and things of that nature. But this time, the impact hit the U.S. Embassy. Thankfully, everybody was evacuated, but this is an escalation that goes beyond anything you and I have ever seen before. Now, now that Iran has hit the U.S. Embassy in Dubai, this war is going to take a complete turn for the worse. You can look at the video I did yesterday because it's getting pretty bad. Can you imagine that you're just going to the U.S. Embassy to renew your passport in Dubai because you've been in Dubai for years, but a missile strikes and the embassy is set on fire? You can't leave the country, but America has also put out an immediate global warning telling you that you need to leave the country. So you're stuck and you're like, okay, what are my options? All to realize that there really are no options. The only option truly is to stay put and to pray that things get better. And you know, I'm worried for Dubai. I don't think the United Arab Emirates will recover the way that they used to. See, because just at the top of this year, the top 3 destinations for innovation, digital nomad visas, and things of that nature were listed as Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and Mauritius, Africa, which happens to be the country that I am in. But Dubai and Abu Dhabi have basically just been taken out of the race. I'm telling you, this thing, once people see that their investments are not safe. Let me tell you something. Wealth likes safety. It likes speed, but it also likes safety. It wants to be somewhere where there's not a threat of war, where there's not a threat of bombings, and things like this aren't just going to go away. People are going to look around and say, you know, these beautiful skyscrapers are great, and the Burj Khalifa and all this stuff that used to be in the old Dubai is really fantastic. That's fun and all. But I think I'd rather go somewhere that's a little more stable, like a Hong Kong, a Mauritius, a Rwanda, a Botswana, even a South Africa at this rate for investors would be safer because you don't have missiles flying across the sky in South Africa or Botswana. You're not literally just seeing missiles being shot down out of the air and all of these things, but it's not just Dubai where this is taking place. It's also Saudi Arabia, and it's also Qatar, which are all U.S. allies. They're all very close to the U.S. They all do business with the U.S. And what's even more disturbing is these nations were actually on the peace board. Do you guys remember the peace board that President Donald Trump set up? He invited European nations to go. They declined because they weren't having really good relations at that time. Now the tone is a little bit different, but these nations were all on the peace board. Saudi Arabia was like right beside President Donald Trump. The United Arab Emirates, the Qataris, all of them were there for the peace board. And so I wonder if during this peace board, were they all discussing these potential plans with Iran? Leave a comment down below and let me know, because that's kind of a weird coincidence I'm looking back on and thinking, okay, was that just random? Or was the peace board really the war board? Now, all of these missile strikes, airstrikes, things hitting the U.S. Embassy in Dubai, things hitting the U.S. Embassy in Qatar and Saudi Arabia, all of this leaves a gateway, an open gap for the continent of Africa to lead. And Africa has always been a continent of leadership, resources. You know, people have come over here and bought slaves, of course. Africa has always led in trade, but this time trade is going to be different because you have a different style of motivation. When you see, hey, I used to want to invest in Dubai, I used to want to invest in Abu Dhabi. Motivations are different when it's like, I just want to expand just because I see beautiful towers and things of that nature, and I hear it's tax-free in that area, which, by the way, Mauritius, Africa doesn't have too bad of a tax rate either. It's 15% flat corporate tax, but if you were to get into innovative solutions, then you would have an 8-year tax break. Okay, check out the EDB Mauritius. Just a little plug for information that you probably have no idea about, that you should know about if you are trying to leave America. And oh my gosh, I almost forgot this. While we're on the topic, we have the Mature Adult Intensive that begins March 8th. Now, this is unlike anything that we have ever experienced before. I'm going to leave a few testimonials, recorded testimonials in this video so that you can take a look at what Cohort 5 has been like and what people have been deciding behind the scenes. Because listen, wise money is moving fast. Retirees, people who used to be government workers, people who used to be prior military, people who used to be in project management and tech contracting. These people are looking at what's happening in America, looking at what's happening in Iran, and they're saying, oh, I align with the way that you're speaking because you're speaking a language that's similar to what I understand and what I know from the inside. This is the time to escape the West. Whether it's the United Kingdom, Canada, America, or anybody else, I told you yesterday, if you are unaware, if you are going to stay in the Americas, my suggestion would be a Paraguay or a Uruguay. The link is in the description for that, okay? But listen, this is preparing Africa for a frontier moment that I've been saying for 6 years alongside my husband as well, that Africa is going to be the last frontier. Now, obviously, we all knew that Iran and America had tensions, but we had no idea it would blow up like this. We didn't know that the U.S. embassies would be targeted in Saudi Arabia and Cyprus and Dubai. Like, this is still shocking to me because usually the embassy, the embassy is not a military base. The embassy handles passport renewals, applications, visas for people that are locals in the country. They want to travel to America, birth certificates abroad, all of those wonderful services. But they're like, we don't care. Iran has hit a new level in this war, same as Iran and Israel have decided, Israel and America have decided. We don't care if civilians are hurt, similar to the Palestinian genocide that has been perpetrated. These nations do not care anymore if civilians are hurt, and this gives a different level of motivation. And people from America, from Black America, are coming on Fox News. They're doing interviews. I just saw one today. Somebody did an interview with Fox News and they're like, hey, I'm stuck in Qatar and I feel very afraid. It was a man. Let me know if you've seen the video as well. And I felt bad for him because it was just like, man, he actually wasn't staying in Qatar. He was just flying through the region because I believe his friend had got married in India. And so obviously you can't cross from America to India without going through Qatar. And so he went through Qatar and he's like, I'm trapped. I'm scared. I don't know what to do. The embassy won't really do anything, and the embassy can't do anything because the embassy is under siege. Okay, the embassy of Dubai at least is under siege. The embassy of Saudi Arabia is under siege, and they're putting out these notifications. The State Department has been putting it out, telling people, hey, you need to leave now. But we don't know how to help you get out. I even saw it to the point where it's like the State Department is like, okay, if you're in Dubai, you could flee to Saudi Arabia. And I'm just like, oh man, how is that gonna help? Because the whole region is impacted. How does that help at all? And so this really goes back to another thing that we talk about in the Mature Adult Intensive, which is understanding flight routes and risk factors. We are no longer in the old world of 2019, 2020. You could hop up, fly about. There are no wars in the world. Woohoo. You could do whatever you wanted to do, go wherever you wanted, and you would be fine. That time period is gone. If you don't have somebody that has been doing this for years on years and years, has a second residence, has a digital nomad residence, whatever it is, to second look at your plans and say, hey, you may not want to go that route. Hey, I heard this is happening in that route. Or hey, I have a contact in Dubai who said it's pretty bad right now. You may not want to go over there. Then you probably want to get in community with those types of people. And then we have the issue of China, which may not be an issue. And I'm so glad that I just started researching this stuff to just understand geopolitics from a Chinese perspective as well. Knowing how Zen and how, the beliefs are of the Chinese and many Asian nations in general, they're quiet for a reason. They're quiet because they understand the economic risk factors. They have calculated behind. Let me tell you something about Chinese people. We've traveled so much and lived in different countries, and anytime you see the Chinese in a different country, they know the language in that country. They have apartments, they have They have everything they need. Like, they overly study and prepare. And understanding this and knowing this about the Chinese from more of a geopolitical perspective actually makes sense, because Professor Zhang, this professor, has already stated the way that China sees a lot of this, the way that they even see India and all of this, the way that they see the Middle East is such a risk factor, the entire region. And that's what really has me like, these people who have any type of knowledge, wisdom, understanding, wealth, and they don't have to be million, billion, super crazy wealth. Wealth is also your brain and your ability to discern the times and to discern what's happening. All of these people are very heavily invested in Africa. Look at Zambia. Zambia is like the prime case study. Look at Kenya. These people are going not to Abu Dhabi, not to Dubai anymore. And the ones that were there, they're getting a wake-up call of their lives. It's like, hey, I'm not going to be here anymore. I can't wait to get back to China. I can't wait to get back to Japan. Maybe I'll only be traveling to South Africa, Johannesburg, Mauritius. There's a whole lot of expats, expatriates, not American, but like Chinese, Indian, Korean, French people that come out here, Russian, Slovakian, Cameroonian, Ghanaian, South African, a lot of South African, like more than anybody else, that come out here, even to Mauritius, to invest because their economies are crumbling in some ways, or they don't like the cost of living, they don't like what's happening. So they like to choose a Mauritius, a Botswana, a Seychelles, something where they can hedge and protect their investments, something that feels a little bit like, I can breathe. That's what people want. Even if they're wealthy, even if they're not as wealthy, it doesn't matter, because on a human level, everybody's the same. People do not want to hear missiles and bombs flying in the background. No matter how many times somebody says, well, it's still safe, it's still great, it's still... That's not going to be how it is. These nations have fallen because this isn't going to stop. Remember yesterday we were talking? Dubai wasn't even hit by their U.S. embassy in Dubai was not even hit yet. There were missile strikes that were going to like the hotels and things of that nature, military bases. They had not even hit the U.S. embassy yet. So we see just 24 hours later that things are heating up. This is why it's important to follow this. Now, I'm not saying spend 20 hours a day looking at it, but it won't kill you to look at it for 45 minutes a day and understand and assess what's happening, to discern, to pray, to see, okay, logistically what's going on. How do I want to maneuver? Do I want to have a second base that's deep down in Southern Africa? The answer should be yes. Or if you want to stay in America, that's deep down in Uruguay or Paraguay. Because the Abu Dhabi, the Dubai, the Qatar that we used to know, oh, my friends, those are gone. In the next world or the next phase of Earth, people are going to look back to Africa, and they may look to China, they may look to Japan. Those are going to be the new superpowers, and everybody across the world knows it. The only one who may not understand it completely yet is you. Shalom, shalom. I'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned also to watch some testimonials from the Mature Adult Intensive. Enjoy.
We hope that we can make that trip, that journey there this year. So we still will try to keep in touch with you guys as much after this. We still will try to do all we can. And anything that we need, that we will need to ask, hopefully we can get through it to you guys and share the information with us. We appreciate everything, everyone.
Yeah, we really do appreciate Harold, you and Tiffany, the information that you guys have brought to us and the information that we've learned. Do you mind sharing with us if you guys are going to have a boy or a girl, or?
Yeah, so we're gonna have a girl. So that's 4
Girl,
girls.
okay, congratulations.
Congratulations.
How many girls?
So we have 4 girls and 2 boys.
And 2 boys.
Two boys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's a blessing. Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys so much. And we have learned so much from you. And I'm like, Victoria, I've been watching you guys, I would say about 2.5 months or something.
Okay.
And I really appreciate the information that you guys have been sharing with us and opening our eyes to a lot of things. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
this has been a this has been a blessing.
This is a blessing, yeah. Coming
Yeah.
together.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
absolutely.
I'd say that's the biggest thing for me. Just being on the calls here, and just being myself.
Yeah, so for us, I'm glad Victoria got a chance to join
I
this
think
week.
they'd fit in
We
here.
had been watching this.
Yeah,
Victoria
yeah.
just convinced, and we've got to get
It
involved,
seemed like-
in this. So
Yeah.
I'm glad she, pushed me to do it. And the questions that we've had in our mind, I feel like we've gotten answered, through here. I think the checklist that you sent us, just everything, on the whole, the worksheet that you gave us was great. And the nice part is just having all of us on here, all in the same, situation, where, we want to, leave the U.S., go to a place that, there's community. And I think, it's important to get to know each other like this, because now we'll know each other, right? Now we know each other forever. And when we get there, these are the things we can, maybe help each other with now that we've learned this. And not, we don't have to rely on Harold and his big family all the time to bother him. We can support each other as a community. And I think that cohort group that you sent us with on WhatsApp, did a chance to meet some of those people if they've moved there as well. So, and then everyone on here being the believer that they are, we have to take a leap of faith to do this. It's a big deal. We're just moving on the other side of the world. So it's not going to be, I think, when she gets to places like that, is nervous and stuff. But I'll tell you what, she's better than me, jumping in. She'll hop right into a community. She'll get to know people right away.
I'm the shy one.
Yeah,
but
she learns the customs. She just learns what's going
it
on.
doesn't seem scary to me. It
Yeah.
seems exciting.
Where me, I'm definitely would be more apprehensive, no doubt. But I feel like this is a good thing. We didn't have this when we went to Mexico.
I just want to say I've been watching you and Tiffany for quite a while, and the knowledge that you have, you're both so smart, so articulate, and the information that you share, whether it's like geopolitics or finances or, the writing that she does, everything is so helpful and is such valuable information. I hope that your channel grows by leaps and bounds because you're a great resource and help, and the heart that you have for the Lord and helping people is just so precious, and I'm so grateful that we've come across you. I just want to say that.
Yeah. Yeah, we'd like our daughter to meet Tiffany because our daughter writes, but she's just to put herself out there. I think there's a lot of things she can learn by a one-on-one or some class with Tiffany as well. I know she's a busy woman with.
Yeah, you guys are, with all those kids and the energy you have is incredible.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that Ashley, we got a chance to meet Harold, and I wish Tiffany had been able to join us, but the information is good. It's great to have the opportunity to ask regular everyday questions about what to expect and how to move through the process. So, and I'm glad that we all got to finally meet spouses too, because it's good to have like the connection with the other people who are going through this with us. Hopefully soon, and if we're all blessed enough that we'll physically meet over there and build lifelong friendships. But I'm thankful that you all were able to give us the information and open yourselves up to future questions we may have. So I thank you.